Hi guys, so this is just a quick video from me really. I thought I'd just share my journey so far, sort of why I do what I do, content I share, how I've got to where I am. So you might have seen a few videos where I show off my portfolio, which is, absolutely unbelievable. I'm really just in awe of how successful that's been. But if I go back a bit, it's kind of a few parts to this, but from a financial perspective, I've got a decent job. It's paid for a fairly nice house. Live a pretty decent life, but there was no fulfillment in it. And I'd previously invested a little bit of money in Bitcoin, crypto, sort of in the early days. Not a lot to actually make any real money. Maybe sort of triple money kind of thing, maybe turn 3,000 into 10,000. Not bad by any means, but nothing life changing. And then from there, I invested in Tesla in about, I have to look at the exact dates on the charts and stuff, but I'm going to guess about 2013. And this was pre-split. So I put £5,000 in Tesla. It dropped to 3,000, and then sort of came back, and maybe 6-7 months later came back up, and I sold it at 6,000. I didn't really need the money at the time, but I was just nervous of losing. So yeah, a bit scared, a bit fearful about it all. So anyway, I sold that, and then what would have been maybe 6 months later, that £6,000 that I maybe sold for could have been getting on £100,000. So two kind of investment decisions that I made, and not that they turned out badly, but I definitely looked back at them and reflected that I could have made quite a bit more money, set myself up for life almost with those decisions, but instead I got a little bit fearful, scared, didn't back my convictions. So then play forward to sort of last couple of years, sitting there feeling a bit disheartened about how much effort goes into work to get what you get out of it, and I still think you're never going to get rich working for someone else. There's obviously going to be some exceptions, but realistically, you find yourself working 40, 50 years for a company. Is that really what financial success looks like? Anyway, I'm doing my research on the stock market. I maybe had at this point £10,000-15,000 invested in the stock market, and I come across some YouTube videos from Vince is Bullish, Dave G Investing, Scotto, those guys about Rocket Lab, and then sort of the rest is history. To be honest, I just got absolutely convinced by their conviction, did my own research on top of that, and it was absolutely sold that Rocket Lab was great company. The culture of the company, the leadership just seemed absolutely brilliant. I come from an engineering background myself. I don't disclose too much about my personal life, as I want my online identity and my personal identity a bit separate. But I work for a large engineering firm, so I kind of understand what's going on in Rocket Lab. And I'm a big believer that these new sort of startup aerospace companies don't have the legacy of the big defence giants where they have these products and this history, and I think that's a benefit to them. Anyway, long story short, without going too deep into the Rocket Lab thesis, really convinced on it, and I thought I'd missed on those two opportunities in the past, so I thought I'll back myself on this one, and I sold a few shares for the company I work for, scraped together some money, and I'd have to go back and check exactly, but I think I bought about £30,000 worth of Rocket Lab shares at $14 a share. And and this week they passed $125, $130 a share. Have sold some on the way, but that was really the decision that kind of set me free financially. My portfolio is nearly at $250,000. Again, it's absolutely insane that it's got there. And I've again, I've made some probably bad decisions on the way, and I'm sure I'll make some more in the future. I bought Palantir shares at $40 odd a share, and then sold at 65, thinking that was near the top. That's not worked out well. But again, still made some money, so not all that bad. So yeah, that's just a bit of a background, I guess, of my investing history and how I've got to where I am today. I've got that portfolio. I'm still massively convinced in Rocket Lab, but you've got to spread it out a little bit. So I've currently got 1,000 Rocket Lab shares. There's other videos on my channel you can see about my portfolio, or follow me on X, where I talk about this stuff kind of all the time. But yeah, I think you'll see some of my content is not just like investing stuff. Like this, whether it's this YouTube channel, whether it's my X, really, I'm just sharing my sharing my journey. It's like a diary almost. And I'm definitely not telling you what to do. I'm definitely not saying this is the way, follow me. I'm not some kind of life coach or investing guru. That is not me. I will not be selling any courses or any of that nonsense. I'm just sharing my journey, letting, hopefully inspiring some people maybe to follow suit and back themselves. I don't want anyone to lose any money. That's definitely not the aim either, obviously. But so you'll see some of my content is also about bit of, I don't know, like personal improvement's probably not the right term, but it's about like me wanting to better myself. And again, I'm not being like a guru and telling people what to do, but it's more like me just exploring the problem of am I effective, am I not effective, what brings me happiness, do I get fulfillment from my work, do I want to work, do I not want to work? I'm kind of facing that problem at the minute where I think I might have enough money to be able to set myself free from going to work. Well, what does work really mean? So yeah, it's just me talking about this sort of stuff. I post a lot on X. I try and get maybe 10 posts a day out. I try and reply to a lot of people. I have a financial independence group on X, like a chat room thing that some people will be chatting. That's currently like closed because there's not too many people in there, but at some point in the future I'll open it up again and let more people in, probably thin out some of the people that are quiet in there. So yeah, I just thought like I said, this video is just a quick ramblings from myself, about myself really, as a bit of an introduction to anyone on YouTube who's just finding my stuff. Just sharing my journey. If you go on X, go and give us a follow. I'll be popping a link to this video on X for anyone on X to come over and see on YouTube. Drop a comment below. All that usual stuff that drives engagement and all that to the algorithm. I think I want to touch on like why I do X and YouTube, or why I want to do it. I would love to get a bit of income from this, but that's not really what it's about. I think at times I feel a bit isolated. So it's just an outlet to talk to people. I'm actually thinking about doing some spaces on X, which is more like a chat room thing, so people can have a conversation about this stuff. I think where whether it's people not willing to talk about money, whether you can't talk about this sort of stuff with people at work because talking about quitting work and stuff with people at work might not be right. Or even just like sometimes this stuff's a bit personal, and actually talking to strangers, believe it or not, is really easy compared to talking to friends and family about it. So this, as much as I'd love to get a bit of following, so that potentially through YouTube or X monetization there is a bit of money in there, which I'm not going to be lying that is part of it, but I'd just like to see, to share, really, like a bit of a I don't know, just share a story of it. I think just to summarise, I guess one kind of liner to end it all, I think I want to make clear I'm not trying to sell some kind of dream of being millionaires and you follow me and you'll get there. That's definitely not it. I'm just trying to document my process of becoming a bit more intentional with money, investing, my family, health, life, personal improvement, just, generally trying to be a better bloke, better parent, better husband. Yeah. So I'll probably wrap it up there. Would love a couple of comments or likes on YouTube, so let me know what you think. I'm playing with this sort of content at the minute. This is no kind of, there's no professionalism in this. I'm literally sat in my car with a microphone on a USB headphone talking to you, because it seems to be the best audio quality I can get without going crazy on some professional setup. So yeah, just give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Come follow me on X. Have a look at the portfolio on there as well. And just generally try and engage with me if you don't mind, because I just want to talk to people about it all. And hopefully together we can all set ourselves free of the 9-to-5 grind, become independent, spend our time doing what we want to do. Because that's really the goal here. Bit of personal fulfillment in not having to work for the man, as you would say. Right, I'm going to shut up. I'll catch you guys later. Cheers, bye.